My name's Ed Potter, and my cabinet portfolio title is Children's Services and Education. Children's Services and Education covers pretty much all things to do with young people throughout Shropshire. So we have responsibility for looked after children, so the children in the care of the local authority, early help, youth provision, looking after and helping and supporting families throughout the county, and also elements of learning and skills. So you're talking about education here. We have LA maintained schools throughout the county, and we support with education improvement services, and also provide school buildings and things like that in Shropshire. I represent the Lowton division, which is a big rural chunk of Shropshire west of Shrewsbury. So everything from the Wolf's Head roundabout on the Nestcliff bypass through to the Welsh borders, Westbury and Halfway House and Alberbury. I've been a councillor for nearly 2 years now. That time has flown by. To begin with, it's quite a steep learning curve. But the good thing is there's plenty of people to help and support you, and it's great to be involved in the local communities that you represent. Lowton has lots of small villages, and it's great to get involved with all local activities. I don't think there's a typical day in the life of a cabinet member. Every day is different, which is one of the good things about the job. There's lots of meetings, whether it be cabinet meetings or meetings with members of staff and officers within the council. I like to, as much as possible, get out and visit many of our schools throughout the county and meet with many of our young people who we help and support within Shropshire. Outside of Shropshire Council, I'm involved in various organisations. I support the League of Friends through the Berrington branch of the Royal Shrewsbury Hospital, which is one of my keen interests. Before I became a councillor and before I became too old, I was county chairman of Shropshire Federation of Young Farmers, and I have a keen interest in young people in rural areas, and the Young Farmers movement provides great opportunities for many young people. Before I became a councillor, I set up and I run a outside catering business, so providing catering for weddings, parties, functions throughout Shropshire, and this is something I continue to today. I still work within the business full time, so I have to fit being a councillor and cabinet member in around that, but running my own business does allow me the flexibility to take on this role. I don't have a lot of spare time on my hands. I obviously working full time and then taking on this role within the council eats up most of my time. I'm always interested with the nature of my job in food and cookery, so I'm always looking for the latest trends in culinary things throughout the county and the wider area. So I enjoy eating out and exploring new food trends. An interesting fact is always a very difficult question to come up with something interesting. Just talking before, I think I'm the youngest member on the cabinet at Shropshire Council. But I suppose something that people find interesting about me is, although I'm a chef and I'm self-taught as a chef and run an outside catering business, I actually did a history and politics degree. So not a lot of relevance there, but yeah, so that's one of the things people find interesting about me.